Atlanta, ATL, shout it. Okay, let me stop. Atlanta, let me start by saying I am coming to your city. Now, between now and then, I'm gonna get tested on my knowledge of Atlanta, of you ATLians, with a little game called Ranked. This game was created by your Atlanta own Jeremiah Like the Bible. So let's get into it. Don't judge me harshly. So the way the game works is I'll be given some of Atlanta's biggest pop culture moments and I have to rank them on a list from 1 to 10. You can play along in the comments and let me know if you think these things have landed in the same place you would have put them. Let's get into it. Ooh, they're gonna tear me up. Atlanta is not Atlanta. Ooh, my first one is OUTKAST at the Source Awards. That was big, y'all, because let me tell you, at that point, Southern rap wasn't really on the mainstream rap radar like that. And that's why Andre said, the South got something to say. I'm gonna put that as a number 4. We don't know what else is coming, but I'm gonna put it as a number 4. Ooh, Left Eye burning down Andre Rison's house. That was a hell of a pop culture moment. But I don't know that it was like a necessarily like Atlanta pop culture moment other than the fact that, you know, she's from Atlanta and he was a player in Atlanta for football. But I don't feel like it necessarily like affected like the Atlanta-ness of it all. So I'm gonna put that at number 9. Rest in peace to Left Eye. Ooh, the swag surf. Now this actually, I gotta tell you, swag surf has gone beyond Atlanta, right? It's permeated the world culture. We swag surf at the end of every Smart, Funny, and Black show. So I'm gonna have to say swag surf is up there, like number 3. I'm swagging, I'm surfing. I may have to remove it and put it somewhere else, but swag surfing went beyond Atlanta and brought it to the globe. Major. Georgia turns blue. This was major. Georgia turning blue literally like saved America from what could be impending doom, but it saved us from going into the doom immediately during the last election. Georgia going blue, of course, also very much because Stacey Abrams and a number of other people really being boots on the ground and making sure that folks got registered to vote and actually went out and voted. They did so much that Brian Kemp, the governor, was like, I gotta steal the election to win. And Georgia going blue was so much in part because of ATLians getting involved and actually going out to vote, taking it back. I'm gonna have to say this one right here, Georgia going blue, I'm gonna put it at number 2, y'all. Because it really affected the way America showed up as a country, which of course affects how we show up in the world. So let me give y'all a quick recap. As of right now, number 2, we have Georgia going blue. Number 3, we have swag surfing. Number 4, we have OUTKAST at the Source Awards saying, Atlanta got something to say. The South got something to say. And then down at number 9, we have Left Eye burning down Andre Rison's house. Okay, let's get back into the game. Ooh, child, Freaknik. Now, listen, Freaknik is, of course, an incredibly... it's an incredibly, I don't necessarily want to call it impactful, but it is a very provocative pop culture moment. Freaknik was, of course, going down in the 90s, and it happened in Atlanta where folks would converge, Black folks would converge in a weekend of activities that were definitely freaky. But I feel like there's a lot of like sexual expression and freedom that came out of it that Black folks really needed because, you know, there is some suppression that comes in that. And at that time, folks needed a place to let go and let free and be themselves. And Atlanta was the place to do it. I'm going to give Freaknik, I'm going to put Freaknik at number 6. Yeah, number 6. Because we still putting up pictures of Freaknik. It was impactful. Tyler Perry opens his studios. You know what? Aside from my feelings about Tyler Perry's work, I think what's really important here is that he created a space where other people could do their work. There's so many studios run by white folks, operated by white folks that pick and choose what gets to be made there that is usually shit for white folks. And so Tyler Perry opening his studios really did create a whole new space in the landscape of TV and film for projects made for us to get made. I mean, shit, I've shot there for the social awards for BET. I'm gonna put it at a 5. I'm gonna put it at a 5. ATL, the movie premieres. Okay, shout out to Lauren Linden. ATL is one of my favorite movies of all time. Shout out to Chris Robinson. It really is a fantastic film. It holds up to this day. I wouldn't change anything about it. Got my gold teeth shining. And everybody I know from Atlanta says that it is very authentically Atlanta, which is what you love. It's a little slice of life. And we need that. We got to tell our own stories, our Black stories. ATL premieres, I'm gonna put ATL premiering at number 7. It is a great movie and it is absolutely definitely depicting Atlanta, but I feel like it's like a cult film. It didn't really like permeate the global landscape as much as I would have loved it to. So I'm gonna make it a number 7. I know some people in the comments are like, oh my God, don't kill me. Give me my chain back. Ooh, scandalous. Crime Mob records Knuck If You Buck. Ooh. I come in the club, check out my dress. That we knucking and bucking and ready to fight. You know my favorite part of Knuck If You Buck is that like the sisters in Knuck If You Buck in Crime Mob are the ones that really drove the record, okay? Princess and Diamond, they really handled business on Knuck If You Buck, Knuck If You Buck. To this day, like you play that record and people turn up. I do though think that it is still kind of cult classic-y. Like, I don't know if Knuck If You Buck really hit the globe like perhaps the way Swag Surf did, right? I don't know if I go to Germany and I play Knuck If You Buck, do they turn up in the same way? They might. I just don't know. I don't know, so I gotta go off of what I know. So I'm gonna put it at number 8. I'm sticking with these ones, y'all. I'm sticking. I haven't had to move anything yet. Let's see with these last 2. Ooh, the Bankhead bounce. The Bankhead bounce is a dance that definitely calls Atlanta home. Most of us who weren't in Atlanta, we learned about the Bankhead bounce with the Quad City DJs Come Around That Train. We learned about the Bankhead bounce with the Dungeon Family, Bobby Head, Jags out. But I don't feel like the Bankhead bounce really like expanded beyond Atlanta. Like, I know that when I was in Florida, I was doing the Bankhead bounce. I didn't even know about it. I thought I was riding a train. And I feel like the Bankhead bounce as it lives in this era now, like I don't feel like people know about the Bankhead bounce in the same way that maybe they know about like the Running Man or the same way they know about like the WAP, okay? I think it's a specialist connoisseurship that lets you know about the Bankhead bounce. Atlanta is so deep. Y'all got a whole bunch of dances that are just Atlanta dances, right? So I think that's beautiful and I think that's great. But I also think the Bankhead bounce is number 10. So Umar the Great drops this song, Sorry Not Sorry, saying who and who isn't from Atlanta. Maybe it's because it's so recent, but I feel like this is very impactful because it hurt so many feelings. People were so like, what? How dare she? It was like she gerrymandered rapping. Like, people was not feeling this. They were like, absolutely not who the hell she thinks she is. But she was basing this on city and county lines. Like, if you wasn't born in this particular hospital, if you wasn't the Grady baby, or you didn't go to the Atlanta Public School District school system, then you are not from Atlanta. If you do not have this type of zip code, you are not from Atlanta. She was going off. Decatur is not Atlanta. Clayton County is not Atlanta. Gwinnett is not Atlanta. I mean, basically, she's like, if you have to drive 10 minutes outside of 85, you are not from Atlanta. I know this may be controversial, but because of its timeliness, I'm gonna put it at number 1. Because I feel like for a lot of us who aren't from Atlanta, it re-established for us what really is Atlanta. So let me recap my list. At number 1, we have Amaretta's Y'all Ain't From Atlanta, Sorry Not Sorry. Number 2, Georgia Going Blue in the 2020 election. Number 3, we have Swag Surfing. Number 4, we have My People's OUTKAST at the Source Awards talking about the South got something to say. Number 5, we have Tyler Perry opening his studios. Number 6, we got Freaknik. Number 7, we have the release of the movie ATL, cause I wear the new shit. Number 8, Knuck If You Buck, Knuck If You Buck. Number 9, Left Eye making Andre Rison chase waterfalls after torching his house. And number 10, the Bankhead bounce. So those are my rankings of the pop culture moments of Atlanta. I know people got opinions and you can drop them in the comments. And hopefully you can tell me them in person when I come to Atlanta at the Fox Theater on October 15th with Smart, Funny, and Black. Get your tickets at amandaseals.com.